excellent vertical edge setter.
I see some gas off the hips. Get that mindset to put your shoulder on somebody. Dig, drop. You're finished. Hey, first down. This is weird. It worse than that side.
Yeah! All right, everybody. It is draft week. I am excited for draft week. Aren't we excited? Let me switch my camera. There we go. Crisp and clean. Clean as a whistle. Right? Clean as a whistle. Irish Spring, everybody. Welcome to the show. We are back. Just finished the Armchair GM not too long ago with the one and only Tigo. And we talked all things in the draft for the New York Jets. I am excited, guys. Like Thomas Gannett is saying, one more day, 24 hours from right now, we will know exactly who the Jets will be bringing aboard in the first round of the 2025 NFL draft, everybody. Come on. Can we be more excited for this? Look, last year, right now, whole different look. We had a whole different thing. We had all gas, no brakes. We had Aaron Rodgers, right? We had the whole thing going on. Who were we going to pick? Was it going to be Brock Bowers? Was it going to be an offensive tackle? Were the Jets going to trade up for maybe a Romo Dunze? Could he make it to 10? We didn't know. We didn't know what would happen, but you can't deny the vibes were a little different than they are right now. Now we have a whole different thing going on, right? We're not trying to capitalize on the last year or two of an aging Hall of Famer's career and get to the Super Bowl. We are looking at this team, a team that lacked discipline, a team that lacked accountability, a team that lacked the fight, the fire. We heard things like all gas, no brake. We were told things like they're going to be rushing with their asses on fire. But what really happened was a team that looked very much how they looked over the past 3 years preceding that one, which was they lacked fire. They started slow. They looked sloppy. If anything difficult happened in the game, if it took a little wrong turn, it felt like everybody packed it in. Oh, we've been here before. We know what this looks like. Might as well call it a game. So we need to install a whole different attitude. That's what we're hoping the Parcellian Aaron Glenn can do here. Most importantly, right behind that discipline-laden culture, we need to see if this version of the Jets can finally put an offense on the field that consistently makes us proud, consistently shows that they can score points. They can take that little oblong ball and march it down the field into the paint. Can they get to the end zone on a consistent basis? And in order to do that, they had to do really a couple things. Starts with they had to get themselves an offensive coordinator worth a shit. The Jets, as we talked about last night, or what is it? Yeah, last night. Wow. The Jets have had 7 offensive coordinators in the last 10 years, right? Robert Saleh had 3. I'll name them for you. Mike LaFleur, Nathaniel Hackett, Todd Downing. We had 3 for Robert Saleh. He was preceded by Adam Gase, who really had 0. Well, I don't even count Dowell Loggins. He wasn't really an offensive coordinator. He wasn't coordinating anything. Adam Gase was the offensive coordinator, but he was the head coach. So we have 3 for Robert Saleh, 0 for Adam Gase. Todd Bowles in his 4 years also had 3. So we had 3, Adam Gase, and 3 more. That's the last 10 years of New York Jets football. How the fuck are you supposed to develop an offense when you have 7 offensive coordinators in 10 years? It doesn't make sense. The math doesn't math. So Tanner Engstrand, Ben Johnson Harbaugh protege, the passing game coordinator for the resurgent Detroit Lions offense, part of the group that revitalized Jared Goff's career to the tune of 4,700 yards passing, I think is what he had. 36 touchdowns. He was part of that team. He was the passing game coordinator. Ben Johnson, as we know, was the cream of the crop, coaching candidate number 1 this last coaching cycle. Obviously, you had Vrabel. That's different, right? He was the vet coach. Everybody knew he was going to be sought after. But as far as the other coaches, Ben Johnson was number 1. Fair? Is that a fair assessment? Well, Tanner Engstrand was right behind him. He was with him. He was his passing game coordinator. So we got him. The next thing you got to do is you got to get a quarterback. We decided not to keep Aaron Rodgers. We decided to bet on a 24-year-old kid who's been in the league for 4 years, has had his problems, has shown his ass and has shown his warts, but looks like he might be ready to do the Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, a little different, but Geno Smith track of getting to your 3rd or 4th team and finally getting your head screwed on straight. So we got the offensive coordinator and we got a quarterback, a young, athletic, strong-armed quarterback with legs. And now we go into the draft and we got to do one thing. What's that? You got to support him. That's what we got to do. We got to support this guy at all costs. At all costs. I know we like Mason Graham. I know you like Jalen Walker. I know Eamon Warry's a stud. I know. I get it. But none of those guys directly support the idea of what the Jets need to do. The Jets need to do something. And it's going to be tough because we did the same shit we always do, which is we went out and we got ourselves a rookie head coach, paired him with a rookie general manager, and we're going to want something different, right? So again, you got the offensive coordinator, part of the young 21st century NFL. You get a young, athletic, strong-arm quarterback. Yes, he's got his warts. We don't know. Scary. You clean the house of all the old heads, the Aaron Rodgers, the Devontae Adams, the C.J. Mosley, the Solomon Thomas, right? The Reddicks, the Kinlaws, they're all gone. All the guys are gone. We let DJ Reed walk, all that stuff. But the Jets have been known for one thing and one thing only when you take out sucking and losing, and that's defense. So you bring over a defensive head coach, and you got to figure out a way to not be defensive focused all the time. Robert Saleh said he was going to be a CEO head coach. And last year in training camp, he made a proclamation. Our CEO head coach made an announcement. I'm going to be more involved in the offensive meetings this year. Because what did he do? He fell back into his comfort zone, which is, I know defense. So he focused on defense. Rex Ryan, what did he do? Rex Ryan had 3 offensive coordinators too. What the fuck? What's going on around here? So we got to go into this draft. And if Mason Graham is there, I don't care. If Will Johnson's, I don't care. You have to, at all costs, use your premium assets. Pick 7, pick 42, pick 73. And you have to figure out a way to support Justin Fields. That's that. That's that. It's got to work. And if you support him and it doesn't work, then you know why it didn't work, because he's not going to work. Not because we always have these built-in excuses and shit, right? Well, the offensive line, he needs receivers. We got to do the thing about this guy got hurt. Bullshit. We got to take that stuff out of the equation. We knew Zach Wilson sucked, but his offensive line also sucked. And his receiving core was lacking a lot of oomph and potency. So you can delay it. I don't know. Is it really him? Is it this? Is it the other thing? You got to take that shit off the table. Am I right, Chris? Am I right, Infrared? Am I right, Dano? Swamp Ranger, he's going to stay awake for this one. It's funny, Swamp Ranger going into yesterday's stream, he's like, dude, you're going to do an after-hours stream, right? Because I need it tonight, baby. I'm ready. And he passed out on us. He fell asleep. Well, I'll look at that I'll take it as a compliment. And I'll just think that I soothed you to sleep. Yeah. All right. That's what happened. So the Jets got to go offense. We have to push the urge to the side. You got to push it to the side. You got to figure out a way. Now, can the Jets do it? Can the Jets use all 3 rounds and support Justin Fields? You need offensive line help. You need wide receiver help, and you need tight ends, period. Because I don't know what this Stone Smart thing is, but I don't know. Hey, look, I would be delighted to find out that Stone Smart is the greatest free agent signing in the Jets for the past 20 years. I would love it. It's going to be tough to get me to believe that before I see something, right? Fair? Okay. Who's here with us tonight? Malone LeBay is here. You guys doing a draft? Hell yeah, we're doing a draft show. You know that. For the 6th consecutive year, Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7, Matt O'Leary, and myself will be on the Talking Jets network from the first pick to the last pick, baby. We do the whole thing for you guys. You know this. Why would we change it? It's the greatest thing we do all year. I hope you'll all hang out with us. It's the most fun we have all season. And I'm going to show you. Let's do some stuff. I did the Will McDonald one last one. I'll do it again. We'll start with this one. We'll go through some of the reactions over the years. Okay? Here we go. Oh, then I'll do the promo for you. Here we go. This is 2023.
All right. What the hell just happened?
Oh, wait, no, it's at the end. Why is it at the end? Here we go.
In the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Jets.
Come on.
Select Will McDonald, linebacker, Iowa State. Let's go.
Wow. All right. What the hell just happened? I didn't see that coming.
So there you go. That's 2023. Let's see this thing. Hold on a second here. I'm going to get you the promo, baby. Here we go. Wait. here we go. Okay. All right, you ready for this is the promo for this year's draft party. Okay. You ready for it?
Oh, backed in. Oh. Wilson. Let's go. Let's go. We get our receiver. Wow. Let's go. Would be there in the second. Oh. The Jets traded up. Oh, they did. The Jets traded up. The New York Jets are on the clock. Let's go.
Will McDonald, linebacker, on your mistake. Let's go.
Wow. All right. What the hell just happened?
Yeah. Hell yeah. So let's do let me see if I can find you. Let me see here. Hold on. I'm going to find a couple of the reactions. I should have them all in one spot. Let me see here. Is this it? Is this it? Let me see.
38 is crazy.
No, that's not it. That's something else entirely, everybody. I don't have saucy sauce. I have us reacting to the Patriots drafting Cole Strange in the first. Let me see what that one looks like. What the hell happened here? All right.
Definitely cool with that, especially if Dean goes here. Matt looks like Bobby Vanilla. Jets need O-line. Oh, man. By your faces, this is going to be a very interesting selection.
Oh, I guess we were just okay, there it goes. We were blown away that the Pats decided to take Cole Strange with the first round pick. Let's see. I think I got Jermaine Johnson, though. Let me see. Let's see. Come on. Do I not have these? I probably have them can't believe I don't have them. Oh, that sucks. I'm a disappointment. I really am. Let me see. You know what happened? My hard drive got wiped out. Here's Breece Hall. Let's do Breesy Breece. Okay. We'll do how do we react when we took Breece Hall? Oh, Boy Green was on. Here we go.
With the 36th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Breece Hall, running back.
Holy shit! No way!
There you go. Holy shit. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. Took Breece in the second. We traded up. So, yeah, we're hanging. We're hanging, everybody. Yeah, I mean, so we were clearly excited by the idea of the trade up, right? Because you know what was interesting about that draft? I liked Sauce Gardner plenty. He wasn't the guy I wanted. That's the truth. I loved Garrett Wilson, and I was fine with taking a wide receiver, but that trade, now look, going into that draft, we got to remember something. That I was acutely aware and impacted by the fact that the Jets just do not take a premier edge rusher in the first round. I hated it. I was done. And we hadn't done it in forever. Forever. So that draft, we had the 4th overall pick and the 10th overall pick. We still had the 10th from the Seattle Seahawks traded for Jamal Adams. So I wanted an edge rusher with one of those 2 picks. I was hoping Aiden Hutchinson would slide. Didn't really think he would, and he didn't. But Thibodeau was there, Karlaftis was there, Jermaine Johnson was there, and we took Sauce Gardner. So I was disappointed. I'm like, all right, fine. Because really what I wanted, I was thinking this. This is what my draft plan was this. I wanted an edge at 4. I wanted Thibodeau top or Karlaftis or JJ, right? Those were, I was like, just get me one. And then I wanted, if you remember this, Kyle Hamilton or Devin Lloyd, right? That's what I wanted. And then in the second, I wanted George Pickens. That's what I wanted. Now, I was fine with taking a wide receiver at 10. If it was going to be a wide receiver, I wanted it to be Garrett Wilson if we were going to do that at 10. But when they took Sauce Gardner, a cornerback, I was like, okay, what's happening? Because now taking a wide receiver is unlikely, and taking Kyle Hamilton's unlikely. It's got to be an edge rusher. It's got to be for me because I wanted a damn edge rusher. I didn't want to wait till the second round to get an edge rusher. I knew JJ would be gone. I knew Karlaftis would be gone. I knew Thibodeau would be gone. So I was pissed. So even when we drafted Garrett Wilson, who I loved, I was pissed. I can't believe the Jets once again found a way to not take a premier edge rusher in the first round. I was pissed until Joe Douglas figured out a way to trade back into the first, and the fact that Karlaftis and Jermaine Johnson both slid to the late 20s in the first round. That made everything okay. When we got Jermaine, now I would have taken George Karlaftis. That's the truth of it. But I was delighted with Jermaine Johnson. I like Jermaine Johnson a lot, but I would have taken George Karlaftis. 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other, right? I think JJ's a badass, but I don't think there was a lot of Karlaftis hate. Everybody hated Karlaftis except Matt O'Leary. And I think maybe Tony the GM, I think, was a Karlaftis guy. Interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure, no, I know, Jets Forever was a Karlaftis guy. But I got beat up for my Karlaftis love. He's a badass, just like I knew he'd be. So when Joe Douglas traded back into the first and got 3 firsts and got me my edge rusher, that made Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson that much better. Now it makes sense. Then in the second, you guys remember who I wanted. At that point, we had 2 second-round picks. We used one to trade up for JJ, so we only had the one. I wanted one of 2 guys, Breece Hall or Nakobe Dean, but we didn't know Nakobe Dean was as injured as he was, like that whole thing. But Breece Hall, that's why I didn't think it was a chance in hell that the Jets would. Then when they traded up in the second, I was like, there's no way they're trading up for a running back. That's just what I thought. But when they took him, you saw my reaction. I couldn't believe it happened. Holy shit. Here, I'll show it again. I'll show it again for you. You guys don't believe me. I just showed you and you don't believe me. Wild Waves here. He doesn't believe me. He's like, what's this? So watch my reaction to Breece Hall. I not a chance in hell did I think that they would take him.
With the 36th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Breece Hall, running back.
Holy shit! No way! Holy shit! Oh my God!
See, now Ryan, there? He was like, no, he was so disappointed. Look at Ryan. Watch Ryan.
With the 36th pick in the 2022 NFL
Focus on Ryan.
The New York Jets select Breece Hall, running back.
Holy shit! No!
Ryan and Boy Green were not happy about it. Matt O'Leary was shocked. I was shocked, but I was delighted. I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So once they did that, like, so when we, now look again, I wanted my edge rusher. Now I would have taken Kyle Hamilton instead of Sauce. Not complaining, liked Sauce plenty, but Kyle Hamilton's my kind of guy. No matter where you put him, he's an amazing stud. And that's what they said he'd be. Remember, I got yelled at for that. That was a tough draft for me. You guys were beating me up that draft. And the year before, 2021, you guys were up my ass. I did not want Zach Wilson. Did not want him. And I was just so brokenhearted that they didn't take a trade. It was the just optimal. It was the sweet spot, man. And people said, dude, Joe Douglas he just traded Jamal Adams and got 2 firsts. He traded Sam Darnold and got the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th. Like at some point, you got to just pick. I said, I get it. But this is franchise changing stuff we can do right here. People beat me. Oh man, the Jets fans were in love with Zach Wilson. Remember that? I wasn't. No, I rooted for the kid. I below Benzad, baby. I rooted. I did. I did. So Aaron Daniels is asking for my Venmo. Now look, I don't ever do that. I don't push that kind of a thing, but I appreciate that sentiment. So I'm going to drop it in the chat. Okay? Here, Aaron, let me do this. So I'm going to drop it in the chat for you, Aaron, because I appreciate that. Okay? So here it is. That's my Venmo at GreenBean Jetsfan. So thank you. Yeah, I'm not, if I never see anything, I don't think any less of you. That's fine. But you asked, so I'm giving it to you. Thank you. But here's the thing. Once Joe Douglas traded up and got me my edge rusher, that made Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner so good to me. And then following it up with Breece Hall, anything else was gravy. Now, granted, I had my guys in the 4th too, right? We had no 3rd. So we had 2 4th-round picks. I don't remember who they were at the time. Ryan doesn't know ball. It's funny in the draft. Because, look, we're right sometimes, we're wrong sometimes. But boy, oh boy, that 2022 draft, once we got Breece Hall, it was amazing. But you guys were pounding me because I loved Kyle Hamilton and I loved George Pickens too. My opinion, what I was saying was George Pickens just might be the best wide receiver in the draft. And I said he's my favorite wide receiver in the draft. Now, would I have used the 10th overall pick on him? No, I knew he was going to be there late in the 1st, early 2nd. Where did he go? Yeah, he was a 2nd-round pick. Let me see. Hold on. Let's take a look. This is fun, talking about the drafts. I love talking the draft. I love the draft. So let's take a look real quick and see what was there. And then we'll look at the 4th too. I want to see if I remember who I liked. So here we go. You guys know we talked Sauce Gardner, and then Thibodeau went right after us. So I was pissed because that was at the time, he was the guy that I would have wanted at. I think he would have been great in Salah's defense. Remember Aquanu? Everybody wanted him too. Remember that? Evan Neal. Evan Neal. So there goes Dre. So anyway, what was I doing? I wanted to see. So there goes Kyle Hamilton. What the hell was I here for? Shit. All right, here we go. Fedarian Mathis, who, by the way, I want to see where George Pickens went. So Fedarian Mathis, everybody, you know where he is. He's a New York Jet. Fedarian Mathis. So here goes George Pickens. George Pickens was at 52. So again, what I would have done is if I just stayed there, I would have taken Kayvon Thibodeau and Kyle Hamilton and George Pickens and Breece Hall. So it's, you know what I mean? It's good stuff. Ojabo. Remember him? So we got Fedarian Mathis right here, pick 47 of that draft. So he's going into his 4th year. And we got him. He's a Jet. And we got 1st round pick Jamin Davis. Let's take a look at the 4th round and see if who was there. So the Jets, Perion Winfrey. I loved him, man. We had him too. And he wanted to be a Jet. He was saying, why are you going? They didn't re-sign him. I think we should have kept him too, man. So crazy. He was here. All right. So the Jets took Max Mitchell with pick 111. Who did I like? Who was it again? Hold on. I'm not going to remember. Cade York, 4th round pick, kicker. The Browns used a 4th round pick on their kicker. Kolar, maybe? I like Charlie Kolar a bunch. Remember the Ravens had 6 6th round picks this year, I think it was. Look at this. Ravens. Romeo Dubs. Yeah, there was quite a few guys. Where did we get Michael Clemens? He was our last pick. Oh, we're in the 5th round. Oh, there he is. Pick 117. So we had pick 111 and 117. So we could have gotten any of these guys. But anyway, all right. So let's talk this draft. Let's see who's hanging out. Wild Wave says, imagine if we could have traded up for Trey McBride in the 2nd. God damn. Let me see. Was that this draft? I thought he was the next year. Where was Trey McBride? Is he in this draft? Devin Lloyd went at the end of the 1st. George Karlaftis was pick 30. Pick 30. Breece Hall, pick 36. Boye Mafe, he was another one. We really like Wan'Dale Robinson. Yeah, man, all these guys, right? So that's what's up. That's what's up, man. We look at these guys and we fall in love and you dissect them and you look at all this stuff. And you know what's interesting about this is that it really does matter where they go. You know, like certain players go into certain teams, certain schemes. Like any offensive player that the Jets took over the past 4 years, really for longer than that, but let's just look at the last 4 years. Any offensive player that we took was doomed. Garrett Wilson, the fact that Garrett Wilson made the career he has up to this point, that's why when people say, oh, he's not a this, he's not a that, get the fuck. Dude, the guy was on the Jets with arguably the worst offensive staff in the NFL. Again, I just talked about it in the previous stream. I might have even already talked about it tonight. Our offensive coordinator is now a wide receivers coach. No, our offensive coordinator is unemployed. The guy that they had to replace him with mid-season is a wide receivers coach somewhere for the Patriots. Okay? They didn't stay on their tier. They went down. One's unemployed. One is a wide receivers coach. Our offensive line coach, he didn't get another offensive line. He's an assistant offensive line coach. Our tight ends coach is literally unemployed. So think about this. Last year, our offensive coordinator and tight ends coach, both of them can't find jobs. Think about that. And we would draft these kids and give them to these guys. Keith Carter, Nathaniel Hackett, Todd Downing, Ron Middleton. Garbage. We had numerous offensive coordinators while we had numerous running backs coaches. Like, what do we expect from these guys? The fact that Garrett Wilson has had 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons and was the offensive rookie of the year with 9 quarterbacks, dude, that should speak volumes on who he is. That's somebody overcoming and persevering, making lemonade out of dog shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy. The Jets stink. They stink, everybody. Which reminds me of Mando, everybody. Reminds me of Mando. Do you guys stink like the Jets? Well, you won't anymore with Mando. I love this shit. I'm telling you something, guys. I didn't realize I missed it. The old days of my adolescence, my 16-year-old, 21-year-old, I miss my spray deodorant. See it? But now it's not all aerosol-y. Remember all the smoke when you would use the aerosol in the 80s? Not anymore. Not with Mando. This stuff is the best. You know what I really love, Mando? These. My deodorant wipes, buddy. I brought them in here. I have these in my car. I keep these in my car. Mando, full body deodorant. Your feet, your balls, your pits, your butt crack, it doesn't matter. It's for the whole body. And I got an offer for you from Mando. You ready for the offer? All you got to do is go, I just want shopmando.com. Go to shopmando.com and use the promo code GreenBean. And they're going to give you $5 off of the starter pack. That's 40% off. If $5 is 40%, what's that telling you about their amazing pricing? Right? $5 off the starter pack just by using the promo code GreenBean at shopmando.com, everybody. Right here. It's my favorite scent, too. This one's called Bourbon Leather. And look what they call it. Invisible spray. Yeah, instead of like my childhood. But I do miss it. The ease and use of spray deodorant. I love it. But my number one, like I said, right there, the deodorant wipes. These are in my car. I love it. You feeling a little stinky? Boop, up, beep, boop. Done. Love it. Shopmando.com, everybody. Use the promo code GreenBean. Save yourself 40% off a starter pack. That's an amazing deal. And I thank Mando for hanging out with us in this realm of the stink, the New York Jets. But no longer. We're going to be heading in to a new era. I feel it. I think it's Aaron Glenn. And you guys know he wasn't my coach that I wanted. I wanted Vrabel. I thought the Jets should have not let him leave the building. That's what I thought. You got Vrabel in the building. Don't let him leave. But they did. So whatever. Whatever it is, it is. But Aaron Glenn, I think, I didn't dislike it. I love Aaron Glenn, of course. But the reason I didn't want Aaron Glenn is because it's the same thing we always do. Rookie defensive coordinator. That's right. And I knew we were going to get a rookie GM. I thought they should have got the guy from the Chiefs. I already forgot his name. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Squeeze those milk thumbs. Show me you love me. Come on, let's go. Support the channel. Mwah, 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 mwah. There you go. Subscribe and smash the milk thumbs. All right. But Aaron Glenn is the X factor. And you want to know why I know this? You want to know why I know Aaron Glenn is the real deal and he's the X factor? It's that, yeah, I'm a coach. Yeah, great. Yeah, we're made for this shit. Yeah, that's great. None of that matters to me. That's the shit coaches say. He's excited. He just got hired. He's a head coach of an NFL team. There's only 32 of those jobs in the whole world. He's got one. Of course, he's excited. This is what he said. And this I knew was true. Everything else, I'm telling you, I can take it or leave it. This I know is true. He said, the AFC Championship game, 1998, against the Denver Broncos, I want that one back. I want that one back. So what that showed me is this. We know he's a Jet. He was drafted by the Jets. When he was done playing, he took a couple years off. He came back to the NFL with the New York Jets as our scout. So I know he's a Jet. That's great. I know he knows the New York media already. So he doesn't have to learn. He doesn't have to believe that they're his friends like Robert Saleh. What a fool. Calling Joe Beningo to open his heart. I don't know. I just want people to like me. I don't know what's good. What are you, drunk? Aaron Glenn's not falling for that shit. He knows Cimini's not his friend. He knows Kaz isn't his friend. They're the New York media. They eat people and they chew them up around here. They want to chew you up so thoroughly because they want the next guy so they could chew him up. That's what's up. Aaron Glenn already, I know that's great. I know all that. But what the difference is that he's been carrying something with him that only we carry. And that's the pain of a loss of a painful New York Jets hopes and dreams loss. Do you realize what happened after that? It's like the fake spike game. Pete Carroll, head coach of the Jets. We were playing for first place. We were up 24-6 in the fourth quarter. They come back and they stab a dagger in our heart called the fake spike. We won 4 games in the next 2.5 years after that fake spike. 2.5 years. We lost every game that year after the fake spike. Pete Carroll was fired. And we hired Rich Kotite and won 4 games in his 2 years here. 4 games in 2.5 years. Well, the same thing happened in a different way after that loss in against the Denver Broncos in the AFC Championship game. What happened? They came back. They signed Steve Atwater from the Broncos. They stole their safety. Bill Parcells went and got their safety. Great. We went into the next season with the moniker of the best team in the NFL. We were predicted to win the Super Bowl that year. Not in the same way, like the hopeful way with Aaron Rodgers. It was like, this is the best team in football. They're coached by Bill Parcells. They got Bill Belichick as a defensive coordinator. They got Charlie Weiss as the offensive coordinator. They got Ron Earhart as the quarterback coach. You got Romeo Crennel coaching defensive line. Maurice Carthon. These are all head coaches. We had them all collected. We went into that season against the New England Patriots. 1999, I was in Cleveland welcoming back the Browns live. I went all the way to Cleveland to welcome them back to the NFL, and those fans were assholes. The whole day, the whole night. We went into that game, Super Bowl favorites, and we watched Vinny Testaverde tear his Achilles. We saw that team not even make the playoffs. We saw owner Leon Hess die. We saw Parcells retire from coaching. We saw them give the job to Bill Belichick, him resign in the meeting, in the press conference that he was supposed to be announced as the head coach. He resigned instead. We got Al Groh as the coach for 1 year, didn't make the playoffs. He left us for University of Virginia, right down here, down the street from me. We didn't make the playoffs. Parcells left. We got Terry Bradway as the fucking general manager. You see it? Now, granted, Herm Edwards was able to keep that team going. We were a competitive team with Chad Pennington and Lavernius Coles and everybody. So we had some fun. Don't get me wrong, but do you see what happened after that AFC Championship game loss? That was our Super Bowl. We go in there and play the damn Atlanta Falcons. We would have stomped a mud hole in their ass. There's no way. That team couldn't have competed with us on their best day. Parcells would have brought us the trophy and the ring, and we blew it. And Aaron Glenn, in his presser, said, I want that one back. That's how I know. That's how I know. That's the difference. Sodak checking in. I love Sodak. Thanks, buddy. Best Jets content out there. Fucking A. Yeah. You're the best. You guys are the best. We've been through more shit than anybody. Right, Sodak? And Aaron Glenn went through it with us. Don't forget, the fake spike happened to Aaron Glenn. A rookie, Aaron Glenn, was the recipient of the fake spike. He lived through that one with us. He lived through 4 wins in 2.5 years after that play went to him. He gave up that touchdown to Ingram. He's the guy. Aaron Glenn is not just a member of the team. He wasn't just here. That was his rookie year. He was the guy that it happened to. He was here when Kotite was hired, and he had to endure 3-13 and 1-15 before, just being forged in fire before Parcells comes here, changes the uniforms, changes the culture. He watched it all happen. He knows how to, how it looks when the New York Jets, just the lowest of bottoms, only comparable to this last year. He was here. He was the fake spike recipient. He sat through 3-13, 1-15 with the New York Jets, was here for Bill Parcells. He saw what it takes to build it back. And he went to that AFC Championship game. We were up 10-0 in that game. And we lost. And he wants it back. And that's how I know. Thank you, Sodak. That's how I know. Because he carried that shit just like he's carrying the same bags we're carrying. Isn't that good shit? I should can that speech. I got to put that out there. I'm getting myself pumped up. Let's check some comments. See what you guys are talking about. Skills, baby. says AG is the opposite of Salah. He doesn't accept bullshit and he holds people accountable. Dude, we just heard it. If you got, you know what's so funny? The Aaron Rodgers McAfee thing. How people, literally Jets fans, literally came back and they heard that and they said, oh my God, like Aaron Glenn might be all talk and he's fit. Dude, I didn't hear any of that. Does anything that Aaron Rodgers said sound like Aaron Glenn? That he was like weird and he leaned up in his chair and he got up and he walked out and he came back in real fast and he brought this guy and he said, hey, you want to play football? Well, we don't want you. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, what's more realistic? That Aaron Rodgers is being dramatic or that Aaron Glenn is completely opposite of the man that we've seen out in front of us for all these years? And by the way, not only did that with the Jets, but he was a part of the same damn process with the Lions, another tortured fan base. Right? What's more real? What I heard was a guy that sat down, looked into a Hall of Famer's face, the same pretty eyes that Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbricht would have went under the desk and filleted if he asked them to. He looked into those same eyes and said, do you want to play football? And when he said, I'm considering it, he said, get the fuck out of my room. Get out of my building. What the only answer that was acceptable, that would have given me pause from the decision I already made before you got here, was yes. Not only do I want to play football, I want last year back. I gotta make it happen. You gotta give me that chance, coach. You gotta give it to me. I'm going to make the whole league pay. That's what he needed to do. I'm thinking about it. What do you got? What do you got for me? You going to jiggle my fucking testicles? You going to jig? You going to do the old jiggle jaggle? You going to fawn over me like Robert Saleh? Say how beautiful my eyes are? No. We told you, you're under contract. We need you to come back, fly into the building. Do you want to play football? Then get out. They could have did that in a phone call. Yeah, we could have. We didn't. Because we're professionals and we're men and we look at each other's face and we tell each other what the deal is. We don't pussy out and send you a text message. Call you on the phone. We said, come on into the office. We're going to look at each other's faces like men do, and we're going to have a hard conversation. And because it doesn't take an hour to do it, that's not my concern. If it's done in an hour, if it's done in 30 seconds, we're doing it. That's the way it goes. And you're under contract, so get the fuck over here. You could have did that on a phone call. Yeah. You could have did a lot of things. You could have fucking won more than 5 games. You could have not missed Garrett Wilson wide open in the end zone and then decided to throw it into Leonard Williams' arms for a pick 6 from a defensive tackle. You could have did that. How's that? Ablab's in the house. What's up with Ablab tonight? Good to see you, man. He says, the same way the Pats got Vrabel, we got Glenn, damn it. That's right. And we're going to see, right? And we're going to see. It's that simple. You got your guy back. We got our guy back. And we're going to see. That's it. Put on your damn gloves. Let's go. We're all right. We're going to see. That's what we're going to do. We're going to see. I'm going to lump you up. That's what's going to happen. We're going to get in that damn ring, and I'm going to lump you up. Right, Ablab? That's the way it's going. Sodak checking back in. We've been through more shit than anyone is right. I spent all my money to go to my first Jets game in KC in 2016. Fitz threw 6 picks. We fumbled twice. God, let us turn a new leaf. Right, man? How many times? My last game in Giant Stadium, right? I spent my childhood, my teenage years, my early 20s. I spent lifetimes in Giant Stadium. I had already moved away. I lived in Florida, and it was the last year. It was 2009. The Jets had Rex. We had Sanchez and the whole thing, and we were looking like a good team, but not great, and the whole thing. I flew back up for my last game in Giant Stadium to honor my holy ground, so to speak, even though it said Giants on it. We got to deal with that shit. Every week we walked in to see our team, we had to walk past another team's name because the Jets are the Jets. I walked back in that stadium for my last game ever to say goodbye. And what did I watch? Mark Sanchez threw 5 interceptions to the damn Buffalo Bills. That's what I watched. So I get it, Sodak. I get it. I was drained of any enthusiasm. I was like, I cannot believe it. 5 interceptions. 6. Like, what are we doing? Know what I mean? This is the shit. This is the shit that we endure. And nobody else knows nothing about this. They don't know. The Steelers want to fire Mike Tomlin because they don't win Super Bowls. That's where they are. He gets into the playoffs and he loses. Jimmy, fucking, you don't have no idea. Sam Aiken checking in. Rodgers showed exactly why he was let go in that McAfee interview. Could not agree more. Could not agree more. And look, there's still the potential that he goes to the Steelers. And look, he's got DK Metcalf and George Pickens and the whole thing, right? Najee Harris. And they got a team. They got that badass defense. Freiermuth. He could go there and succeed. That's not what we're saying. And like I've shared, look, I talk to you guys all the damn time. You know how I can't change my story. I was definitely on the side. I leaned hard toward bringing A-Rod and Devontae Adams back. It's very hard to let that kind of shit go. But I get it, and I support it, and I'm with it. And it was the right move. If you're going to try to install a new culture here, it's got to happen. It's just that simple. If Rodgers stayed, it's not Aaron Glenn's team. He would be fighting an uphill battle the whole time. And you see it clearly. And good riddance, dude. Take your stupid drama shit and just go. And again, I was fine with it when he was here. Like, I'm not trying to revise history. But dude, shut up. You know it's going to be a couple more stones and stay. He didn't like it. That's the first time in his career, really, that somebody looked him in the eyes and said, we don't want you. That can't feel good. So I get it. He's going to throw his stones. I get it. I get it. What else we got in here? Eminon, what's up, buddy? He says, this is going to be a fresh start, and there ain't no happenstance. Right on, man. You know what? Let me see something here. Remember this?
There with high pressure in control. Man, that looks great.
Jets! 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 Woo!
God, it's so beautiful. 78 degrees, Jets football, and we're winning. That's what's going on today. That's why everybody's so psyched. This isn't no happenstance. This is a guarantee, just like Joe Namath said. See that?
There are few things in life you cannot put a price on.
Remember that shit? GreenBean's One Jets Drive debut. There it is. That's right. All that stuff's out there. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Piddly poo. Checking in. Piddly pie poo. Piddle pie poo. I believe Fields has a higher ceiling than May. Coaching will be the difference. Glenn has been through it. I trust his judgment. Saleh and Douglas were ill prepared for this challenge. Yeah. Look, and like I've said it a million times, Joe Douglas did a lot as a GM here. His big whiff, and he whiffed a lot too, but he built a team that the NFL community thought was ready to compete for a Super Bowl. He built that. So you got to give it to him. Joe Douglas's big whiffs are two. There's, you know what I mean? There's ups and downs all around, but he whiffed 2 times. One was Zach Wilson. Not the trade of Sam Darnold. That's fine. We saw it. Sam needed to have a few more years. He started for the Panthers for 2 years. It was dog shit. He went and was a backup in San Francisco. Don't forget, this is his 4th team. Now he's on his 5th team in 4 years. How's that happen? Right? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Wait, so 4th team in 5 years. That's what it is. So it wasn't trading Sam Darnold. He got great value for the 32nd ranked quarterback in the NFL. Come on. It was the Zach Wilson pick. Not taking that trade and choosing Zach Wilson over 3 firsts and a third was a bad move. Okay? The other move and the longer lasting move was Robert Saleh. That's the truth of it. That coaching staff was dog shit. The defensive side, we had the defense was fine. The defensive side of the ball was fine. And when we got rid of Saleh, you saw how much focus he really placed on the defense. Because when he was gone, the defense fell off a cliff. Say what you want about how much they loved Brick and all that stuff. I'm sure it's all true. You saw that our CEO head coach, where his focus really was. Because when he left, the vaunted defense of the New York Jets became pedestrian at best. Now, we also lost CJ Mosley, so there's more to it, but you saw it. Robert Saleh's expertise is defense. So that Joe Douglas whiffed on the 2 most important things: head coach, quarterback. And then when he got Aaron Rodgers, he didn't support the Zach Wilson thing. They needed to make him QB3. What Peyton just did with him. He shouldn't have touched the field that year. Danger zone. GreenBean, I've been to 1 Jets game the past 10 years. Jets at Pittsburgh, 2024. We were up 10 before the half and lost by 30. 30. Yeah. Dude, that game, we were dominating them. And you remember what happened, Dano? Aaron Rodgers threw an interception, and the team packed it in. We were done. 1 interception, and the team packed it in because this is what happens. Here we go again. They're waiting for the bottom to fall out. That's why we had 6 fourth quarter losses. That's a poorly coached team. A team that can compete, but is poorly coached. So that's where Joe Douglas went wrong. Jonathan Francois checking in. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, GreenBean, long time no see. Hope you're doing well. What's your take on the draft? Also, A-Rod is a giant douche nozzle. No wonder his family hates him. Yeah. Well, my take on the draft is that I'm excited to see what these guys do. We need to go offense the first 3 picks. They're not going to do it. I'm telling you right now. I would be very surprised. I want them to. I would be happy if they did, and it's what they should do. But they're not going to. They're going to take a defensive tackle or a safety with the first one of the first 3 picks. Now, if they can architect a trade back and they gain an extra second or an extra third for that matter, I'm totally fine with one of those picks being defense. But you need to use picks in the first 3 rounds to make sure that you've done everything you can so that the Justin Fields experiment works or has no excuse for failing. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You can't do it any other way. I'm going to tell you right now, they're not going to do it. If I had money, which I don't, and if I had the ability to bet, which I don't because I'm a gambling addict and I don't gamble. Really. I mean, I played with BetUS this year, but that was all. They gave me an account. You know what I mean? Like I didn't play with money. I can't do it. I get nuts with gambling. My worst thing is scratch off tickets. Don't let me touch those things. They're so soft and chewy. I could just feel it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't gamble. But if I could, if I had money and was able to gamble, not like able, I can do any fucking thing I want. I don't gamble, right? So if I did, I would put 10 grand down that the Jets will not go offense with the first 3 picks, and they should. If they do, I'm going to be ecstatic, but I have no expectation of that. None. Matter of fact, I predict Alfred Collins or let me tell you, like if Eamon Warry somehow slides to their 2nd round pick, he's definitely the pick. I'm just telling you. And I would love the player. So I wouldn't be unhappy with the player. It's again, what's needed for this team. You can't play games. Jake Assman checking in. Draft night eve with GreenBean gets me going. Right on, Jake. Thank you for saying that. It gets me going clearly. I didn't know. I thought I was tired. I am. I got to go to bed. 4 more minutes, man. I can't keep doing this to myself. I'm actually, check this out. I'm actually being interviewed tomorrow in a documentary for the Attorney General of Virginia for opioid addiction. So there's a documentary being made. They're coming to my center that I'm a partner in over here in Charlottesville. They're coming there to interview another woman who I worked with for the past few years and myself for opioid addiction and what's going on in the world and treatment and all that. So tomorrow, that's from the Attorney General, Jason Miyares in Virginia. He's a big advocate. He's got an initiative called One Pill Can Kill. And he wants to be hard on the dealers, but soft on the addicted. I like that. That's my whole thing. Stop the shit from coming in and fucking, dude, help people get help. Stop throwing them in jail. Doesn't do anything. Anyway, so I'm doing that tomorrow. So I got to get to sleep. That's my point. But Jake, I'm getting amped. I'm getting all amped up over here. Jonathan Francois says, what do you want them to take at 7? I want Warren too. That's what I want. I want them to trade back to 12, 16, 18. I'd love to see that and get me a 2nd or 3rd round pick. And then there's still a chance Warren's there at 12. But then I take him. But if I do that, What I'm really looking for is for the Jets to take a wide receiver or Colston Loveland. Just take them. Slide back to 15 and grab Colston Loveland, dude, if Tyler Warren isn't there. Get it done. Get it done. Fix the position. So that's what I think. So I'm with you, Jonathan. John coming in, gifting a membership. Who'd you send it? Wait a minute. Did you gift it or? Yeah, you gifted it. Where's John? Hold on. Isaac received a StreamBeaner membership from John. Thank you, guys. And congrats, Isaac. But then Isaac turned around and gifted a StreamBeaner membership to Jake Assman. Gotta love it. What do you think? Amazing. Thank you, guys. That's amazing. Good shit. Love you guys. With that all said, the Love Fest must come to an end. It must. I got to see you guys on draft eve. Guys, all 3 days of the draft. The Talking Jets live stream is back for its 6th straight season. 6 straight years, baby. Oh, wait, Jimmy Jets came in. Hold on. And gifted 5 more StreamBeaner memberships. Who gets them? Joe Boom Jets gets one. Wild Wave gets one. Just a Guy, the Jag himself, gets one. Party with Peg and Artie gets one. And Nitty gets one. You guys are amazing. That's right. Gifts are pouring out. The Love Fest continues. We're going to be hanging all weekend. From the first to the last, everybody. Talking Jets Network, or channel, I should say, on YouTube. And we'll wrap it up. Whoops. Here we go. We'll wrap it up with this. Guys, thank you so much. Jimmy Jets, thank you, buddy, for the support. You guys are amazing. I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad I got to spend this time with you. Have a great night. We will wrap it up with this fine thing. Where is it? Oh, wait. Hold on. There it is. Okay. We're going to do this. Hold on. Wait. There it is. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you next time.
One, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8.
Donnie Lamb Jones. Wide receiver. As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't. Fullback. Hello.
Roger Vick. Jeff Wagaman.
Jets just don't understand the draft all back.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady.
Vernon Golson. Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner. Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold. The New York Jets select
Zach Wilson,
Future Pro Bowler, Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter.